Levels of learners, pastors, under all of our ministry are learners, disciples, at different levels of maturity. Let's talk about that. From the Scripture, I read these words, "And Jesus permitted no one to follow him except Peter, James, and John, the brother of James." Leaders in various enterprises realize they only have so much to give and so much time to do so. So they choose to give their selected ones their quality time and quality training. Jesus worked with a group of 3 in His inner circle. He gave these men most all of His time and most all of His teaching. He also worked with the 12 on many occasions. He taught them some of His teachings, and He gave them some experiences, but not all that He gave to the 3. He sent out 70 to minister on one specific assignment. He met with 120 in the upper room. But each of these groups received different levels of time and teaching from Jesus. Spiritual leaders know to have around them the developing disciples and disciples at various levels of maturity. Some are quite advanced in learning. Others, they're still a novice, still a beginner. Some are ministering on their own, while others must be led with close guidance. Choose developing disciples who show the most promise. Keep them the closest to you. Don't be afraid to give them your best and give them your most. Now keep the number of those that you give your most to less than 5. Now, that's not a biblical principle. That's my advice after watching Jesus work. Give this latter group, this smaller selected group, choose developing disciples who show the most promise. Keep them closest to you. Don't be afraid to give them your best and give them your most. Keep the number of those that you give your most to less than 5. But don't limit yourself to these only. Select others to teach and train. Give this latter group some of your time, some of what you know. But give all of your disciples a little of yourself and what you know. There are different levels of learning that we need to have around us. Here are some thoughts or questions to consider, pastors. Others have always told me to give all that I have equally to all who gather. Now I want to ask you a question. Is that what you believe? That you should give yourself equally to all? Yes or no? Why or why not? Secondly, consider this. There are 3 key people in my ministry. Can you name those 3 in your ministry? Can you tell what you do? Secondly, consider this. There are 3 key people in my ministry. Can you name them? Can you state succinctly what they do? Thirdly, how should I select those to whom I will give myself and give what I know? What process will I use? Can you write that? Pastors, choose wisely. But remember, there will be disciples at various levels of learning.